Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for checking out this video. The title of today's presentation is High-Level Wholesaling, and the subtitle, Helping Build You Wealth with Predictable and Profitable Paid Advertising. So I put together some slides here, I put together a presentation, and I'm really looking forward to running you through it. So I do want to start off just telling you a bit about myself, who I am, what I'm about. So my name is Michelangelo Mignoni, and just a quick 60-second run through on my life. I'm an oldest child of an Italian-American family, so that really shaped me in my early days growing up in a big family. I have 3 siblings, 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. So I grew up in a great town of Wellington, Florida, actually in West Palm Beach. In high school, I was a multi-sport athlete. I was a senior class treasurer. I completed 4 years in the marketing program, and I did graduate with my ACE diploma. So that was my life up until high school, and that kind of led into actually the past few years of my life, where in 2017, right after graduating high school, I actually attended University of Central Florida on a full scholarship. That ACE diploma got me a full tuition scholarship for business. Now, right after getting to college, I kind of realized it really wasn't for me. It's not really a place for an entrepreneur to be or to launch those kinds of dreams. So I quickly started skipping class and actually just in my dorm room taught myself internet marketing. Found out about digital advertising and making money online, having an online business. So I said, they're not teaching this in class, I'm going to teach it myself, and that's why I put right there YouTube University. A lot of hours doing research on YouTube, trying to kind of figure this whole thing out. So in 2018, I actually decided to 100% commit to fulfilling my dream of becoming an entrepreneur and actually focusing all my time on a business. So I actually dropped out of university in 2018, and that was a pretty pivotal decision for me because it kind of put me in like a do or die situation where this isn't just something I might do later on in life. I'm making this happen now. And so that following year, that pressure definitely kind of worked because I was able to scale that business I started, which was an e-commerce dropshipping company, to actually over $360,000 in sales within just a 6-month time period. So that's just the second half of 2018. Now, I was only 19 years old when I did that, and it was a roller coaster, an amazing learning experience, and really I couldn't have thought of a better way to start a career in business was to have this experience so young. Now, I did spend all of 2019 kind of cleaning up the mess because scaling a business that fast with that little experience, I definitely made some mistakes that came back and actually had to make me shut down the whole business just because I couldn't even repair it and bring it back to life basically and get profitable again. But it did give me a lot of time to actually study the principles of business and how to actually run a good company, how to really create a product and a service that's going to add value to the marketplace and do business the right way. So I've been studying that basically since I was 17 years old, but in 2019, that's really was my main focus, which led me now into this year, 2020, where I've actually been building my current company, High-Level Wholesaling. And this is the company that I'm actually going to be telling you a bit about today and describing what we're offering to the marketplace and the innovative new way that we're looking at real estate investing and how you finding out about these strategies can really benefit you moving forward. So that leads me right into the introduction to my company, and I really feel like the best way to find out about what a company, what a brand, what a leader's vision about where he wants to take his business is about was just in 3 things: your vision, your mission, and your principles. So the vision I actually have for high-level wholesaling and for the real estate investing market as a whole actually is there's going to be a new breed of hybrid real estate investors that are going to come in and just wreak havoc on the market. This is definitely going to happen within the next foreseeable future. I'll just leave it at that, but that's the vision for what I see taking place. And so my actual mission and how I feel like I can play a role and be a part of that is to partner with elite real estate entrepreneurs right now and actually help them set up and deliver services to where they can build predictable and scalable profit from solely digital marketing. All of their lead flow, all of their deals, everything solely being through digital marketing, stopping and doing all other forms of promotion, doubling down on this and actually being on the winning side of what's about to ensue just because of how much more efficient it is. And so also that leads right into my principles. So this goes for me and my company. I'm a big believer in deep work. It's the only way I work. It's a different way of working than with society and how they work. And so I work with deep work. I really subscribe to those principles. I'm a huge believer in outputs derived from inputs. So I am really conscious of what inputs I allow into my brain, be it through media. So I'm not on any social media. I never watch the news. I don't watch any sports. I don't watch any Netflix shows. I don't watch any movies. I'm really intentional on what kind of content I consume, because that's all input and ideas and beliefs that are being programmed into my brain. So that's a huge principle of mine in my company, and that shapes the type of work that we're actually able to do and the level of focus and intensity we're actually able to put forth. I'm really a big believer in systems thinking. I learned this from one of my mentors. If the way you think about and approach every situation and everything you build, it needs to be through a lens of how can you make this more optimal through systems. And once you're able to start thinking that way, you're able to really optimize every aspect of your life. One of the next principles I have here is actually the success triad. This is a big thing that I am a firm believer in, and I think it could help any entrepreneur. Is just these three pillars right here: discipline, sacrifice, and obsession. If you study the greats or anyone who really succeeded at a high level in any facet, whether it's business, sports, entertainment, whatever it is, all of them are disciplined to their craft. All of them have made sacrifices in their life for that craft. And all of them are completely obsessed with what they do, completely obsessed with what they do. Athletes at the highest level, all three of these are true. Entertainers at the highest level, actors at the highest level, all three of these are true. This is true throughout success. It's the success triad, and I work every single day at those. And I'm also just a big believer in building for the long term. That's what I've done here with my company, so I can be around through the next 10, 20, 30 years with this company right here. And that's what I would like to partner with other real estate investors who have that same mindset in their business. So I just do want to go ahead and go over this quote really quickly, because I do feel like with everything going on in today's world, there is a new world that lies ahead. The world that everyone's waiting for to reopen after this coronavirus thing goes away no longer exists. There's been a lot of changes and a lot of adaptations that have happened really fast, which leads right into this quote here by Charles Darwin that said, "It's not the strongest who survive, but the ones most adaptable to change." And I believe that is very, very true. So keep that in mind going throughout this whole presentation. So here's a couple of the things that we'll cover here over the next 10-15 minutes throughout these slides. So I do want to break down my observations as to how the market's currently doing things and just their current beliefs, ideas, and strategies that they're using. And then I do want to tell you about the idiosyncratic approach. So actually the complete opposite of those methods. What do the complete opposite strategies look like to how everyone's currently behaving, if that makes sense. Then I do want to break down the DNA structures of this new breed of real estate investors that I mentioned to you previously. I have 4 simple strategies that you can implement right away that will bring you asymmetric returns in your business, because that's really what it's all about. You really want to chase down asymmetry as much as you can. After that, I'm just going to briefly share with you my marketing philosophy, our marketing philosophy over here at High Level Wholesaling, as well as share an amazing new opportunity that I actually am excited to tell you about, of how we can actually do great work together. So first one we're going to get into right now would be the market's current way of doing things. So this is how, from my observations, and you guys will find this to be true as well from your own experience and just people you know in the industry, this is what a lot of people think that running a wholesaling business is all about. Driving for dollars, they call it. Driving around through neighborhoods, looking for properties that look like they're abandoned, looking for properties that look like there could be some value add, and trying to chase down that owner and get in contact with them. There's also direct mail, people who are just buying lists, these lists are already tapped out and they're just mailing this list, real subpar direct mail, without even studying the principles of direct response copywriting or successful direct mail advertisers of the past. They're just literally mailing flyers. Then there's also people cold calling, but then they're not even really cold calling themselves. They're hiring virtual assistants to actually do the cold calling, and then expecting, that outsourced work to provide a good lead that's going to lead to a really profitable deal. There's people doing ringless voicemail, and there's a lot of other methods of promotion that people are doing. Bandit signs, for instance. All of these methods, people are doing all of them at once, and so that means that they're not doubling down or really focusing on any one method. And a lot of them are just completely even ignoring the marketing and promotion. Like weeks, months, years will go by, and they'll wonder why their business isn't growing, but they're not doing any more promotion. So how could it grow? So another thing that I've noticed is no one really ever knows their numbers. People aren't really scientific about tracking their cash flow, or scientific about tracking their expenses, or scientific about tracking just any of the accounting really, but also even their advertising dollars. So if they're doing any of these, like let's say they're buying lists, or let's say they have softwares for the cold calling, or let's say they're basically spending money doing direct mail, or whatever they're doing, they're not tracking that marketing expense. They're not tracking it down to the dollar, down to the penny, exactly how much is going out and what the exact return is on that. They're not doing that. So no one really knows their numbers. And then also, a lot of real estate businesses these days have a lot of human components. And what I mean by that is there's basically a lot of the processes need a human involved to actually make that process run, but that's not scalable, because then you have to put a physical live employee there, and it's just not scalable. So then they also operate with no clear vision or plan for growth. So yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one that if you don't know exactly where you're trying to go and have a detailed map as to how you're going to get there, it's just almost wishful thinking. You really need to make like a plan. Like, you need to have a plan of attack. I'm big on plans, and anyone who has a business or is going through life even without a plan usually doesn't really end up where they ultimately want to be. I mean, how could you? So the last thing I have on here as some of my observations of how the market's currently doing things is everyone's business is missing systems. There's just basically not enough systems in place on every aspect of their company, from support to sales to lead generation to tracking to payroll to everything, that I feel like if more systems were put in place, there'd be a big difference. So in doing all these things, people could actually have what might be referred to as a solidly successful real estate business, a wholesaling business. You would be able to support yourself and basically make a full-time income, maybe making some of these mistakes and making that 75K to 150K per year. Like, you could still do some deals, like you could still make some money in real estate and be doing better than a lot of people who just have a 40-hour a week 9-to-5 job. But you're never really going to get to that elite level making these kind of mistakes. So what I next want to get into then is the idiosyncratic approach. If all those methods right there that currently I just went through aren't the most optimal, then what is? So I would say fully operating off of paid online advertising, fielding exclusively inbound leads, only dealing with hot leads that you're capturing yourself, and closing deals over the phone as an elite sales team would. Just really having closers and really closing deals on the spot, really shortening the sales cycle. So I also believe that the idiosyncratic approach would be, instead of just having all of your advertising have your personal cell phone number and someone calls your personal cell phone, you send all that traffic to a single landing page that actually will automate the scheduling and the booking of you getting on calls with these people who have homes, with these leads. It will basically automate the entire process and make it seamless for the lead actually going through your website and your funnel, as well as for you as the business owner to have all of this going on in the background while you're focusing and spending your time and effort on other things. It will really allow you, all of these things will really allow you to be in control of the economic levers that actually dictate growth. So if you're doing solely paid advertising and you know your return on investment, you know your return on ad spend, you know basically if you spend $1,000 on ads, you're making X dollars back, you can really have control of some levers there. Now you can really kind of control the game and say, okay, here's our target for the month in sales. How much do we need to spend to be able to get the amount of traffic, to be able to get to the amount of leads, to be able to get the amount of calls, to be able to get the amount of conversions, to be able to make that amount of profit. You can reverse engineer the entire thing down and basically know exactly what kind of profit you can expect or what kind of scale you can expect by raising the spending and raising the level you're investing. And that kind of lever, having that kind of control, makes you really dangerous in business, because not a lot of businesses have that, and the businesses who don't have that can't grow. So that leads me right into the fact of you need to machine every process for optimization and leverage. So every process in your business, every touch point with the customer, everything needs to be machined. It needs to be looked through a lens of how can we make this more efficient? How can we make this process happen 24/7, 365, no matter if any human interferes with it whatsoever. You want to basically have the machine run on its own, fully. And so by doing all these things and taking this idiosyncratic approach, you can get to levels of 100K per month. So a lot of people have the goal of making 100K per year. But once you start to look at the people earning 100K per month, 100K per week, 100K per day, there is business owners whose businesses, really lean and efficient and well-run and optimized businesses, are making 100K plus per day on repeat every single day, full calendar. Their entire calendar full every single day, made 100 grand plus that day in profit. So the only way you're going to get there is by implementing some of these idiosyncratic principles that I just went over here, and really just starting to look at everything the market's doing, everything that the 99% are doing. If you want to get into the 1% in any field, in any venture, whatever it is, if you want to be in the 1%, just look at what the 99% are doing and do the opposite. And usually that will lead you there. So that leads right into, I do want to talk about what I mentioned before with this new breed of hybrid real estate entrepreneurs, right? And what's actually the DNA makeup? What do I mean when I say this, and how would I describe that and break that down? So here's my vision of it. So I believe that real estate entrepreneurs, if they can really have a strong understanding and a strong implementation of digital marketing, plus understand all the pieces to wholesaling and buy and holds and fix and flips, really have a good understanding of real estate and a lot of experience, plus they're what I would consider a business athlete, where they just approach business like a world-class athlete would. That's the recipe for an entrepreneur who's dangerous in the marketplace. Like, that's someone who just is that's like someone who wins a winner-take-all scenario. That entrepreneur is going to beat every other person in the room, and every other person competing with them is going to lose to this entrepreneur, I believe, if they can have these 3 pillars locked in. So, what does that look like? It looks like someone who's laser focused on growth, someone who wakes up every single day and the only thing they're worried about is how can we grow? How can we grow sales? How can we grow the amount of clients we have? How can we grow the amount of service we're delivering? How can we grow the amount of value we're creating? How can we grow as a company? How can we hire more employees? How can we get more staff? How can we get more abundance? Someone who's laser focused on growth, plus someone who's hyper optimized and terrifyingly efficient. Someone who's so efficient that everyone else around them should be scared as to how efficient that person is, because they're going to be able to accomplish more. They're going to be able to run circles around them and anyone else who tries to compete. That's like the level of intensity that I believe that this new breed of hybrid entrepreneurs can be. Someone who's system focused and someone who has a detailed map of their future. So I want to help create this. I really want to come in with the digital marketing piece and from the business athlete perspective, and partner with people who are in the real estate investing space, people who have a wholesaling business, not people just starting out, but people who know what they're doing, and basically this is their main thing. They're 100% committed to their business. They're a full-time entrepreneur. That's who I'm looking to work with. Now, just to add some value, I just want to go over 4 strategies for asymmetric returns. So asymmetries are something where the result is just it's exponentially more than the effort it takes to get that result, if that makes sense. So it would be like getting just an insane return on the amount of time spent, or an insane return on the amount of money spent and invested. Those are what basically an asymmetric return would be. So here are some of the ways you can actually get asymmetric returns on your effort, on your energy, on your capital, on your attention, on your thought. Focus on dominating just one marketing channel. Right? A lot of people will go in and they'll try and run Google ads, they'll try and do some LinkedIn organic, they'll try and do Facebook, they'll try and do Instagram DMs, they're trying to learn hashtags, they're trying to do all these different things. They're trying to run Facebook ads, they're looking into Snapchat, they're waiting for TikTok to come out, they're doing influencer stories, like they have a podcast, they're doing all these different types of digital marketing. You really just need to pick one and say, I'm going to master this. I'm going to only focus on this. I'm going to know this one channel inside and out. I'm going to be the top 1% of people who advertise on this channel. That's how you get asymmetric returns, because you're just going to understand that at such a level, and you're just going to be doing such great work that the market's going to compensate you. And what you'll be able to do is actually convert quality leads into profitable deals hand over fist. Once you get this process down, and once you're really dominating on one marketing channel, that feedback loop's going to get out of control. You're just going to have so much momentum that the biggest problem you'll have won't be getting leads, and it won't be getting deals. It'll be able to, how do I structure a business that can handle that scale? That'll be the problem you'll have if you dominate just one marketing channel. Number 2 I have on here is system. So really think about how you can start to systematize certain processes in your business. Really observe it every single day. Just pay attention to the problems that come up. This is really how I spot it. Pay attention to problems that people are facing, problems that your employees are facing, problems that you yourself are facing. Almost every single time, you can create a system that would solve that problem one time and then continue to solve that or prevent that problem moving forward. If you just look at it from a light of, how can I create a system here that would prevent this? Point number 3, simplify before you scale. This is massive. If you have a really complex business, if you have, a workflow that there's just a lot of moving pieces to, and it's a chaos basically, you can't scale that. If the entire process of someone doing it like doing a deal with you and you wholesaling a deal and you talking to a lead, you getting it under contract, you getting in touch with a cash buyer, you go to closing. If that entire process for you is really chaotic and you don't have a real simple, super easy, step-by-step, like duplicatable process of doing that, then you can never scale to big numbers because it'll just all break. It'll get too complex and you won't be able to handle it. So that's huge. Point number 3 is huge. And then number 4 I have on here is allow the algorithms to optimize for you. So this is massive. These algorithms are hyper efficient and really good at what they do, so you definitely don't want to work against them. What you want to be doing is finding out how these algorithms work, how you can leverage your knowledge of them, and how to actually have them on your team and have these algorithms make you more money. And I'm going to get in more about the Facebook algorithm and really explain this, but that's a massive strategy that will definitely bring you asymmetric returns. So I do want to go over our marketing philosophy. So the only channel, I told you you want to focus on one channel of distribution, the only one that I focus on and that our company is going to focus on is Facebook's advertising platform. I believe it's the best in the world. I believe strongly in Facebook and in the data that Facebook has and the model that they have and their user base, and it's the number one by users, the number one social media platform in the world currently still today. So how we work with the platform is we really leverage the artificial intelligence that's there in Facebook's algorithm to help us in the marketing, to actually help us in trying out different combinations of what audience we're targeting, what message we're relaying to that audience, and what image we're using, what type of media we're using to deliver that message to that audience. So we really work hand in hand with Facebook's algorithm. That's our main strategy. We kind of let Facebook's algorithm do maybe 80 to 85% of the work, and then the other 15 to 20% of the work that we're actually doing here on our end, that I'm actually doing, is just trying to optimize and help the system that is Facebook's algorithm, run ads for your business. And so the key metric we track, the Polaris star, the North Star, the only really thing that matters at the end of the day. There's a lot of KPIs, there's a lot of things people trying to focus on. Oh, I got the lowest cost per lead, I got the lowest cost per click, like I have the lowest CPM, whatever it is. The only one that matters is return on investment. Who cares what your cost per lead is if you're losing money on your advertising? Who cares if you have the cheapest cost per clicks or can get the cheapest cost per clicks if the person that you're running ads for isn't getting a profit? Like, the only thing that matters is ROI. So that's the key metric we track. It's the only thing we're focused on. And when we're working with our clients, it's the only thing we're trying to deliver to them is a return on their investment. So that's huge, and that's a huge pillar of our philosophy. And I try to keep it simple with this one, but you can really kind of understand a lot about how we approach the way we do business by understanding, this piece of it. So to increase our chances and really stack the deck in our favor, we try and control the variables when we do marketing. And that goes back to that audience message image that I said was with how we work with the platform. So I do just kind of want to break down and want to make sure that everyone watching this, it understands how Facebook actually works and understands Facebook as a platform. So for some quick numbers, their market cap right now, Facebook as the day of recording this is September 2020, I'm recording this September 1st, their market cap is $841 billion. That is ginormous, that is colossal. Their founder, Mark Zuckerberg, his personal net worth currently as of today, he just crossed the $100 billion mark. And he is in the top 4 richest people on planet Earth. $100 billion net worth, it's absurd. And it's mind-blowing because Facebook as a platform is free. This is what, I don't know if other people have actually pondered this or really put any thought into this, but if it's free to download Facebook and free to have a Facebook account and free to go on the app every single day for multiple hours a day like their users do, then how are they generating this much cash? How could someone possibly own a company that has built them a net worth of over $100 billion, and it's all ads. It's all advertising dollars. The whole thing, Facebook's basically an advertising company. They're an advertising juggernaut, and they revolutionized the way digital marketing was ran. And for that's why they've created this much value and earned this much capital. And just to prove this to you, 98.5, this was from 2019, 98.5% of the revenue they generated was from advertising dollars. And the actual figure in 2019, the advertisers spent $69.7 billion. $70 billion was spent on Facebook ads in 2019. It's just absurd, and a lot of people aren't paying attention to this, I guess, because they're ignoring Facebook ads altogether, which is ludicrous. So, you know, if advertisers are willing to spend $70 billion, they're generating some sort of return. So you can really start to imagine the figures we'd be playing around with here, trillions of dollars worth of value, because they're making profit on the advertising they're spending, or else they would never spend $70 billion if they weren't seeing profit back. So just really keep that in mind when we talk about advertising on the Facebook platform, and understand at scale what's actually going on here. Because as of today, the platform has 2.7 billion monthly active users. There's no more than 8 billion humans on planet Earth. So you have 2.7 billion out of the 8 billion people on planet Earth are actively using your app on a month-to-month basis. It's just ridiculous. So that leads me into the algorithm, right? What's the algorithm behind all of this? The main thing I need to get across is that Facebook's algorithm is an all-seeing eye, right? And to help describe that point, I mean, you got to keep in mind, it basically knows every single user on the platform. It knows all the users' behavior. It knows what time of day they use their phone, exactly what their screen time is per day, what percentage of Facebook of their total screen time actually makes up, what apps they use on top of the Facebook app, what websites people are buying from, what products they're researching, what ads they've seen, what ads they haven't seen, who their friends are, when they meet up with which friends, what they post about, what comments they're liking, what captions they're reading, the details, the personal profiles, information that the customers actually and the users actually implemented when they set up their personal profile. Facebook knows all of that. It knows everything, right? Facebook's algorithm literally knows everything. So it's one of the most intelligent beings in the universe, in my opinion, because it's artificial intelligence, and it's basically, it can think for itself, and it just knows so much. Like imagine this as like a resource. If this was a physical human being, someone who knew like 2.7 billion people out of the 8 billion people on Earth, and could show an ad to them at any moment, can show basically anything to anyone at any moment. That's like a pretty big deal. And so learning how to work with this algorithm, learning how to work with Facebook it's crucial. I can't explain enough how actually important this is for just being in business in general. Forget real estate investing, just being in business in general in the new world that we're moving to, with such a digital world, with things gone so digital, with everything being on the internet. Like, we have to keep this in mind. So the next thing, just really quick, that I want to basically give you is Facebook's golden ratio. So this is huge. This is huge. People, when they run ads, they don't really know what they're doing. Like, a lot of people who run Facebook ads don't know what they're doing. And so then you have a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, showing a lot of other people how to run Facebook ads. So that just compounds, and there's an exponential effect of that. And there's so many people, like the large majority, do not know how to run Facebook ads. And what they'll do is they think they know. So they're going to get one picture and one audience. They're going to pick one audience. They're going to take one picture or one scrappy video that they made and write one ad, just write one caption and just throw one link, and then throw some money behind it. Launch just one ad set in one campaign, one time, and then wait 3 days, see that they spent $100 and didn't make money, and then, oh no, I know the exact problem. I know exactly what to change. And then go in, but change every variable, then change everything that you just did. Really do something completely different, and then repeat that process over and over and over again. That's not the way to do it. So the actual way, I'm going to break down with you right now, which is Facebook's golden ratio. And if you can understand this and really remember this concept, you're going to be in the top 1% of Facebook advertisers in the world just by doing this, right? And this is the way we do things over here at High Level Wholesaling. So this is the golden ratio. It's 5 unique ad angles, 4 images per ad angle, sent to 30 different audience interests. So 30 separate audiences, each over 50K users. Okay, now that's going to give you 600 possible combinations per impression. So Facebook uses an auction system, and you pay per impression. So for every impression you pay for, you could do it the way everyone else does, which I just explained to you, where basically every single person who sees it's going to see the exact same thing, the same picture, the same text, the same link, the same copywriting, everything, and then just hope it works. Or you can have the Facebook algorithm pick from a possible combination of 600. It can have 600 choices for which ad angle, which image, and which audience remember, it should show that ad too. Like, which do you think is going to have a higher chance of being more accurate? Obviously, the algorithm. So let me just dive deep into this. So the 5 unique ad angles, what do I mean by this? So this is actually the sales copywriting. So the copywriting that's in the ad should be written from a lens of direct response, number 1, with the principles of direct response marketing, number 1. Number 2 should be long form copy, right? And number 3, you need to focus on what are the different angles that can approach marketing this from. So for example, for a wholesaling business, right? So you're trying to basically find really motivated seller leads. So there's going to be a few reasons why someone would be super motivated to actually go ahead and want to sell their property for cash with an investor, not have to deal with any hassle, just basically liquidate the asset, get the check, right? There's going to be some reasons, and there's not going to be too many of them, but there's going to be common threads, common reasons. Maybe they just inherited the property. Maybe there's someone who is facing foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, someone who just can't afford the property. It could be someone who has owned the property for a long time, has a tenant inside and is just tired of it, just doesn't want to deal with the tenant, doesn't want to deal with the problems, they live in a different state, they want to get rid of it. It could be someone who just, unfortunately, may have lost a spouse and just has to sell everything. There's a lot of different reasons, and you want to separate these separate reasons and write an ad, write a direct response copywriting piece for each of these angles, and have 5 different angles, because we can't guess what someone's going through, but Facebook's algorithm can. They can guess and say, okay, you want to sell a property fast? What are the possible reasons? We can kind of predict, and we're going to show you the ad, and the ad you see is going to have copywriting for that angle, for that experience you're probably going through. Think about how compelling that marketing is actually going to be. Think about how compelling. And know what image to use based on which, the people who clicked on the ad previously, what image did they click on? Or which image got the most clicks? Like, Facebook's algorithm is going to be able to optimize for this. And this gives you incredibly higher chances of the algorithm finding winning combinations, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to run an ad. It's going to be a combination of, one ad angle, one image in front of one user and one audience interest. And that's either going to be profitable or it's not. Either that person's going to click on the link and you're going to end up doing a deal and buying assigning a property over or doing a wholesale on it and making a profit, or you're not. And Facebook's going to track. That's going to let you know, was this profitable? Was this not profitable? So that's all we're trying to do here. We're trying to work with the algorithm and help them make us money. So a huge thing to know is that 95% of the results that you will receive from running Facebook ads, or that anyone receives from running Facebook ads at any level, will be from work that is done off of the platform. Going in and actually going into the control panel and like clicking the buttons and copying and pasting the text in and like hitting launch, that's not the action that makes you the money. What makes you the money is the work done off the platform. It's the direct response copywriting. It's finding the right image. It's researching the audiences. It's understanding your market. It's all of that work that's done off platform, all that strategy, all that work, that's going to drive the results, and that's going to make or break your advertising account. It's going to make or break, your distribution channel and the way you get your message out there to your market and the way you bring leads into your business, and it's going to affect how much money you make. It's all correlated. So I do want to let you know that I've done all that work already for you, right? I have swipe files ready to go with all of the copywriting angles, all the ones I just mentioned to you. I have a long form direct response, perfect for Facebook ad, scientifically written copywriting ad angle. I have all 5. I have all the images. I have a swipe file with all the images, so you can get those 4 unique images from there, and just a list of audience interests for the select 30 that we would need. So I have lists of the interests as well. And these are all ready to go and can be injected into your business manager account within just the first month of working with us, right? We can have all of the setup for you. So this actually takes place on our kickoff call with everyone that signs up with High Level Wholesaling. They immediately get scheduled a kickoff call. And that's where we'll get on a Google Meet, a one-on-one call, and help get all this integrated for you. We'll get our business managers linked and partnered up so that I can go in and add all of this information, all those ad angles, all those images, all those audiences, and get your campaigns ready to go, right? And so just these digital assets alone, just the copywriting angles, the images, and the audiences already picked out, and the information of actually giving you the golden ratio, actually telling you Facebook's golden ratio, that alone is worth thousands of dollars in value. thousands of dollars in value, and definitely weeks, months, and years of saved time. Like, I can't tell you how long this actually took me to figure out and to understand and to put into a package just to hand you. It's really, really going to be difficult for you to do this on your own, so that's why I've made it so easy for you. I've done all this work already. It's all front end loaded. I've done all of it for you, right? But, you know, getting all that set up is great, and that's going to get you a lot of traffic and a lot of, you know, cost efficient traffic. But where do you actually send this traffic to? All of these clicks, all these impressions, where's all this traffic being sent to? So we're sending it to funnels. That's where I send my traffic. That's where I send my clients traffic. That's where you should send your traffic. And if you're not like knowledgeable about the world of funnels and in the world of funnels, you need to get into them. So let me just basically explain what I mean by this. So let me just give you an example of our funnel that we use. So all of the traffic flows into one funnel, right? And it's designed to bring traffic through this 5-step process. So I've kind of mapped out a bird's eye view here. So step 1 is the landing page. So someone clicks a link on an ad, this is where it immediately goes. And I call this the click for cash offer page. It's basically going to have a lot of information of, you know, the benefits of working with an investor over a realtor. You know, maybe it's going to talk a little bit about the situation that the person's in, the seller's in, and why they might need to sell. It's going to have a bunch of information on how the process works, how they can get a cash offer, all these things, which I'll show you screenshots of here in a second. And then just buttons all around the page, and the only thing that they could do is click for a cash offer. It just says click for cash offer. Once they click for cash offer, that's them expressing intent. That's them falling in the funnel. So step 2, I have screenshots of this as well. Step 2, they're getting sent to a property info capture page, right? So the whole reason that they're on this page, the sole reason they're on this page, is just to give us information about their property, specifically their street address. That's what we want. Once we get the street address, once we know where the home's located, that's the beginning process of us setting this lead up and grabbing the information we need to nurture it all the way through our process. Then, immediately after that, once they submit the address, the page is going to refresh and they're instantly going to be shown to a scheduling page. So this is going to have a link to your company calendar, and this is going to have basically Google's going to have full access to see your availability based on, you know, what you have scheduled in there, and it's actually going to show the times you have available to this lead on the scheduling page. And then whoever's on this page, the seller, the homeowner, they're actually going to be able to look at their calendar or think about what they have going on the next couple days and schedule in a time, schedule in a spot, an appointment to speak on the phone. Very, very easy, all done through a software called Calendly. It integrates perfectly to Google Calendar. It's a dream come true. And I'll show you that, and I'll actually get that implemented for you, and that's step 3 of this funnel. Now, step 4, once someone has already expressed intent, given us the street address, and given us their phone number, and scheduled, like set a time, like confirmed a date, like went in and said, I'm scheduling this appointment to speak with you for a set time, then they fall on our survey page. And the survey page is going to ask some questions. It's going to start off, you know, real broad, then get relatively, I don't want to say invasive, but it's basically going to get some juicy information that you're going to be able to have, some really valuable information from this prospect before anyone from your team or yourself gets on the phone with them to even begin negotiating a deal. So that's so extremely valuable to have, this survey. And I'll show some examples of some questions we ask, but it's really, to sum it up, it's going to get you a good gist, a good understanding of their situation, some of their pain points, some of the reasons why they might want to sell, and some of the things, some leverage points you could really use in negotiation. Now, after they've gone through all 4 of these steps, they're going to be hit with the thank you page. Their process and their journey is now over, but a lot has been done. They went from scrolling around on Facebook, clicking one ad, to boom, 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 5 steps, boom, all this information captured, all of this completed, all of this action taken, and this does not take long. Like, if you go actually to the demo funnel, I'll share with you the demo funnel, like the live domain. You can go through this yourself, put fake information in you on my demo funnel. You'll see this will not take you long. You can get through this entire thing in a couple minutes. Like, that's efficient. That's optimal. That's a system. This, having a funnel like this, that every single dollar you spend is spent to get clicks to send through this. That's how, and then we just optimize this. That's how we do things. So here's page 1 of the demo funnel. So this is actually the landing page. So here's a screenshot over here on the left is the first thing they see. So obviously your wholesaling company name here, just envision your name. Whatever your real estate company name is, we're gonna change that and put that there for you. It's gonna say get cash offer for your home, a little information, click here for a cash offer. You see, we can close in just weeks, click here for a cash offer. Someone scrolls down, we have a little bit about the process, schedule a call, you get a free, no obligation consultation. Then, you're gonna get a cash offer, you're gonna sell directly to us, no expensive fees, nothing, no real estate agent commissions, and then you get paid. We can close on your home and as quickly or slowly as you choose. We all know investors can close faster than, someone who's selling on the open market on the MLS with a real estate agent. So we're gonna put that here in this process, and we're going to tell them they're going to get paid. And there's a lot more to that landing page, but these are just some screenshots. So page 2, this is the property information page. This is where we capture the street address. This is what they see. They're on this page, they click that blue button, click here for cash offer, boom. This is the next thing they see. Again, your company name. Again, we're going to have, just for an SMS capture, if they have a question, they can live chat us here on this number, and this is actually going to be, like people, email captures were a big thing back in the day. Getting someone on an SMS blaster, the open rates are like 98%. It's absurd. So that's a clever way to grab them. If you have a question, just send us a text to this number. And really, the meat and potatoes of it is right here. Enter the property address. So they're going to put the full address and the city name, state, province, country. Click here to continue. Very easy. Very easy. Anyone, any age, any ethnicity, anyone can figure out what's trying to happen here on this landing page. If this is all they see, there's nothing else for them to click on, there's nowhere else for them to go, there's no other information, no sound, no video, no pictures, just they're looking at this, what do you think they're gonna do? They're either gonna continue or they're gonna leave the funnel. So if they continue, we're getting their property address, and that's huge. That's very valuable. Now, demo 3, the link was broken when I took this screenshot, but this is gonna be the part where the scheduling app is actually gonna be taking place, and that's where you can schedule the Calendly link. Now, demo funnel page 4, this is the survey. So there's actually a few questions in here. This screenshot only has one, but it's the most important one. Why are you wanting to sell your house? So you can find out, is it an inherited property? Are you unloading a rental that you have a problem renter in? Are you just relocating? Are you falling behind on payments? Do you not want to deal with just the repair issues? There's just too much structural damage, you don't even want to deal with it? Or are you just simply moving? You want to leave everything behind, you don't want to mess, you don't want to have to paint or clean or deal with real estate agents. This is where we find out. This is where we find out where their head is, and just literally by a click of a button and going through the survey, they're going to complete their application. Everything's going to get submitted. You're going to have an appointment booked in your calendar. You're going to have the street address. You're going to have the reason why they want to sell. You're going to have their contact information in four landing pages. And then the last page, obviously I didn't put a screenshot in here, but it's the thank you page. So here are some of the main benefits of running a funnel. Now, you've just seen the inside of the funnel I'm describing to you here, this wholesaling funnel I've created, but some of the main benefits of just running one is it's hyper trackable. I mean, we could track everything on that. I can know the exact opt-in rate on exactly how many people are going to click on that blue button on that first page based on how many people land on the page. Like, I can give you that conversion rate. I can tell you exactly how many people are going to book a call. Exactly how many people out of 1,000 are going to make it all the way through the 5 steps. We can have all those numbers, every single cost average, everything through Facebook ads and through funnels. And it's just going to create an immense amount of automation. If you compare what I just broke down for you to how most people are running their real estate wholesaling business, you can see the difference, and you can see how with the systems I just broke down, like just with running ads to that funnel, the automation you can have there, like that thing's going to run. You set that up, you build that one time. Hell, I've already built it for you. You get that installed, and that's going to run for you. For years, you can have the same funnel run. For years, you can be on the same distribution channel. For years, and dominate. And it's just going to create an extreme level of simplicity. It's going to allow you to get clarity over your business. It's going to allow you to really, know all the moving pieces. It's going to really, no one wants to run a business and just experience chaos. No one wants to always have to be putting out fires. No one wants to prevent the business from breaking or always be worried about, the ship's going to break down. No one wants that. You want to have things simple. You want to be able to think clearly. You want to be able to make rational, long-term decisions. You want to be able to do meaningful work and not have any time pressure. You don't want any complexity. You don't want any extreme, excruciating circumstances or situations. You don't want none of that. You want simplicity, and you can get that with running a funnel. It's the best way to take these leads, I'm telling you, and it's really engineered for scale. You can ramp a business up. I'm looking to work with people who right now are already making 10 to 15K per month with their business. They're already profitable. They're already investing money back in. They're already spending money on ads. So if you're at that mark, anywhere from 10 to 20K per month, this is perfect for you. This is perfect for you. And if you're at higher and you aren't doing this, just imagine this is just going to be adding lighter fluid, just uncapping and just dumping gasoline all over the fire you already have running in your business. So that's huge, and you need to get a funnel in place. You need to get my funnel in place. So again, the work has already been completed. So the funnel I just broke down, I already built it. Like, I've already spent the time. You don't have to. I've spent hours and hours of deep work, just deep work session on deep work session, day after day, creating my funnel, creating that whole system. And with just a click of a button, it could be yours. I can really import the entire thing into your ClickFunnels account. Even if you're just signing up, you can go create a fresh 14-day free trial account with just an email address, and I can import you this funnel. That's huge, right? So it's also a really, really big deal because I want to help you create these assets for yourself. If you don't have a ClickFunnels account, I would love for you finding my content today and you watching this video today, or you getting on a call with me or my team, or you working with us. I want that to be the first time you create a ClickFunnels account and get a business manager set up and get on Facebook ads and start doing this for your business, because that's such a pivotal moment. It's a game-changing moment. It's bringing you over to the other side of things and getting you onto the winning side before the war is even fought. And so it's very important, and that's why being able to import this funnel right in and get your feet running right away, immediately after getting signed up with us, is so huge. So I do just want to let you know how you can actually get signed up to work with us and to work with me and myself and my team. So I want to extend, if you've made it to this point in this video and you've understood all the concepts I've broken down and you're buying into what I'm proposing here as to how things should be done, a different way of thinking about the market, a different way of doing business, and things that could actually bring some serious asymmetric returns, then I want to extend an invitation to actually join my incubator. So what I'm doing, because I'm sharing a lot of these concepts, a lot of these theories to the real estate market for the first time, to to real estate investors for the first time through this content, through this company. And so I want to form an initial elite roster, and I would like for you to join, of 5 high-level elite real estate investors, 5 people who have a real estate business and are doing this at just a world-class level. I really don't want to work with beginners. If you're a beginner watching this video, you've made it this far, I don't know if you can implement all this stuff away, but the fact that you understand this stuff, you're going to have an amazing time in real estate and with your business. But if you already have a profitable real estate business, then we can start this right now, and you can join this roster of 5, right? So what you're going to get from working with high-level wholesaling and working with myself is a full done-for-you service. You're not going to have to do a single thing, right? We're going to come in and handle this whole thing for you, all of the digital marketing for your business. Everything we just broke down for you, we'll implement and we'll manage for you completely. We will be reliable. We will be who you will rely on. You won't have to stress about this. You won't have to think about this. You'll know exactly who to check into if you have questions. We're going to be on top of this for you, right? So you're going to get immediate access to my demo funnel, which I just walked you through, and that you can actually go see live. If you go right now to www.highlevelwholesaling.com, you'll actually see my demo funnel and be able to go through it. It'll be fully working. I'll change that calendar link from before, so you can go to that demo funnel and you could see that could be yours. I can import that to your account immediately and change where it says your company, your wholesaling company name, to your business name right away, and put your domain on there right away. I can do that for you, as well as my marketing strategy with the Facebook's golden ratio, and then all of those assets I said I had in that swipe file, that could be yours right away. All of the images, all of the audience interests that we're targeting, all of my copywriting for the ad angles, that could be yours as well. I'll give you the entire marketing strategy, all the materials we'll use in your campaigns when I get them set up for you. So you're really going to be getting one-on-one management, and you're really going to get some just world-class consulting from myself and from my company on this one thing. We are going to come in and help with just digital marketing, and we're going to help you grow, and we're going to help you experience extreme growth through profitability, through predictable, profitable Facebook advertising, right? So there's a quick, easy, simple, and rolling and onboarding process. And if you're interested in this at all, I really do want to heavily recommend you click on a link somewhere around this video to schedule a time to speak with me. We'll get on a call. You'll tell me a bit about your business, and we'll really figure out if this would be worthwhile for you, if this is right for you. I'm not interested in signing up clients to where I can't help them. I'm not interested in getting on the phone with people and having conversations with people, and then I'm not going to ask you to pay me $1. I'm not going to ask you to try and join or work or buy from my company or work with my company if it's not the right fit for you. The goal of our call is just to find out if we can actually come in and add value. We can actually come in and help. And so if that sounds good, and if that's for you, and if we're, after going through this entire presentation, if this is the type of company that you want to have come in and work on your digital marketing and implement these strategies, then please click on the link somewhere around this video. If you're watching this on my website, there's going to be a button below somewhere where you can click to go to my calendar and actually schedule a call. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or any other platform that I decide to put this content out on, look for a link. You're going to see a calendar link somewhere. I will have left it there. Click on that link. You'll go to my calendar and you'll be able to book a time to speak with me. And we'll get on the phone. And if you have any questions from this entire presentation, I will let you know about each and every piece of it, everything at all, and everything about my business. I'll fill you in, and we can basically get rocking and rolling and get you signed up and get you working with my company so we can start to implement some of these things for you. So if you're still here and you still have questions and you still want answers, you can leave a comment too. So if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube and you don't want to schedule a call, maybe you're still on the fence or you have questions that are on the top of your mind, things you're just not sure about, go below, because number one, leave that question. Number two, see if someone else has left that question before, because I'll get back in there, I'll answer, or someone from my team will get in there and answer your questions. No matter how many months after recording this video you're watching this, wherever you see this video posted, go below and leave a comment if you have a question, and we'll try and get that answered. Or you can read the other answers to the other questions. If not, I urge you, schedule a time to get on the phone to speak with me. It's the best way. We'll hop in a Google Meet, we'll do a video call, we'll talk face to face, and I'll answer any of the questions you have, walk you through everything you're curious about the company, and we'll discuss how we can actually get started. So if you're still here, I do want to show you one of the top questions you probably have bubbling to the surface of your mind is the pricing. What would it be? What would it cost to work with a company like High Level? And what could you expect to pay? What are the investment that we're going to be asking for here? So I want to get into that. Now, the first thing I want to ask you is actually, how much would this be worth to you? Right? If you're still watching this video right now, you're really considering how everything I've just laid out here could work if you implement it into your business, what your business would look like if you had this level of clarity and these systems in place and this type of marketing channel and distribution, and being able to have Facebook ads running for you each and every day, sending traffic to a funnel that converts each and every day, getting on the phone with leads and doing profitable deals each and every day. That's what you've been thinking about. And so what's that worth? What are you willing to pay to get there? What could someone come in and say, hey, if you pay X, like, you'll get this? Like, what is that worth to you? Have that number in your head, because I do believe that this is worth way more than I'm ever going to ask you for. I really put a huge focus on just adding tremendous value, and working with me and becoming a client of my company, you will make an extreme amount of profit, and it's going to be an extremely profitable relationship for you, because I would never ever charge what it's actually truly worth. And I actually believe on charging just 10% of the value add. So just 10% of the value I'm able to add to you, I'm ever going to ask for in return. At max, it's usually going to be a lot less than that, right? And I believe in pricing our services with the value we add in mind. I believe in just viewing business this way. I was taught one time that money is only exchanged for value. So focus on value. Focus on value. So that's what I'm doing here. So the long-term value add to working with high-level wholesaling and working with myself and getting me to run your Facebook advertising and to send your traffic to the funnels and to get you inbound leads, that's easily worth $25K plus per month, easily. I know, and I've spoken to a lot of real estate investors, and you know yourself, we all know, everyone watching this video right now knows, it's a lucrative business model. You can make a lot of money on assignment fees. You can make a lot of money fixing and flipping homes. You can make a lot of money buying and holding properties. Whatever you're doing in real estate, you can make a lot of money in. We all know we're here to create wealth. We all know that real estate's the number one way you can do so. So, getting some of these things into your business, you could easily add $25,000 plus in profit. Think about, how that would change your life. $25,000 plus per month could be added from implementing some of these things. So in my mind, I say, let's charge 10% of that value. Let's charge 10% of that value add. So right now, you can work with me for a fee of $2,500 per month. That's the fee I'm going to charge you to manage this advertising, right? And we never charge a percentage of ad spend. And I say that because that's what a lot of agencies will try and do. They'll try and get a client, they'll try and charge them a percentage of the ad spend, and then they'll try and ramp up that ad spend without ever giving you, hey, this is how much you're making from spending this ad. Just, hey, it'll work. Just so they can raise how much they're charging, just so they can scale with the company. Obviously, we want to scale with the company, but I don't believe in taking an enormous percentage on just the ad spend, because it doesn't actually ever translate to even profit most of the time. And I never charge any fees, and I'll never lock you in a contract. I'm here just to add value to you and your business and to your life. And if I'm not adding value, if you're feeling like you're paying me $2,500 a month and I'm not adding a profitable return back into your pocket every single month after doing so, then we don't need to work together. I never will try and lock you into a contract. You can cancel at any time. You can say this isn't working for you, because I'm gonna wow you with my results, and basically my main focus is just add value. So if I'm not adding the value, then I deserve to lose you as a client. So I'll never ever lock into a contract. So that's the fees, just to be super transparent. We do charge on the first of the month, or from the first of, like in 30-day cycles from whenever you sign up. So $2,500 per month as the management fee. And then from there, if once you get signed up with us, we can discuss how much you want to spend in ads. Just to give you, if you've really made it to this part in the video, I'll just be super transparent. We recommend you spend $2,000 per month on ads when you get started. So once we get you onboarded, obviously this can depend on how much you're currently already spending on ads. If you're spending more than that, if you're already spending 5, 7, 10 grand a month on ads, we can move that whole budget over to Facebook. But if you're not, we recommend you start with at least $2,000, because that's going to give us enough capital to where we can really start to test different things and really start to get the ball rolling kind of quickly. So, all we're asking for here is $2,500 per month for the management fee, and then an initial investment of $2,000 per month for the Facebook ads to get started month one. And one thing you got to keep in mind too, we're really here, we're looking for long-term partners. So we're looking to partner with people who are okay with investing money today and not seeing a return for 30, 60, 90, 120 days, but who are aware that the return they're going to get 120 days from now, 90 days from now, 60 days from now is going to be astronomical to the amount of money invested. That's who we're looking to partner with. So if that's you and that's how your brain works and that's how you approach deals and you're an optimist, then let's get on the phone and let's talk about doing business together. Look for that link somewhere around this video. If you're on my website, there's going to be a button below. If this is on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere else I posted this content, look for a link I've put around. I definitely left one where you can click on there and go to my Calendly page, go to my scheduling page, and actually schedule a time to speak with me. We'll get on the call and we'll see if we can get you signed up to high-level wholesaling. So I look forward to speaking with you then. Again, just keep in mind as to all the stuff we went over here today. We talked about a lot. We talked about my overall philosophy in marketing. We talked about Facebook. We talked about Facebook's algorithm and how it works. We talked about funnels and what it would look like if you set up a ClickFunnels in your business. I even showed you my demo funnel. I showed you some screenshots from my 5-step demo funnel. We went over a lot of content. I told you about the new breed, the new, hybrid. I broke down the DNA for the new hybrid real estate entrepreneur that's going to be in the marketplace, just absolutely wreaking havoc on everyone else. There's going to be no way other investors can compete with an entrepreneur who sets up the business the way that, one of our clients would have theirs set up. I really promise you, that's the whole mission of my company, is just to help entrepreneurs and help real estate investors set themselves up in a way where they can be on the winning side of the war that will ensue. So if you've watched this video this far, I really want to say thank you, and I appreciate you being here with me today, going through this entire presentation. I really want to urge you one last time, go ahead and click somewhere around this video, schedule a time to speak with me. I would love to meet you. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think about my strategies and everything I covered here. And until then, I just want to wish you have a great day. Talk soon.